Alright guys, it's been a while since I did this. Had some people ask me some different stuff as we were playing the last game, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a couple different breakdowns, post it for you guys, and then if you got any questions, we can talk about it later. But first things first, shot selection. So let's get less shots from below the dots, and I'll go over all these with the drills as well. We want to try and shoot for rebounds. We do a good job of getting into the zone. We might try and go for a pass that isn't there, or kind of lose the puck with the defender. If we just shoot low, we got a good chance of getting a rebound. We all crash the net pretty well. Um, Breakouts, just gonna go over breakouts again real quick. There's been a couple times that I've seen some stuff that we could just work on. Want to highlight some things. Just get your guys' heads in the right space for when you're trying to help out the D on the breakouts. And then when we go into the O zone, just covering the D, I think it's something we bring up all the time. Just kind of getting that flow to not think that it's just the center's job. I mean, center is number one man that is supposed to cover the D, but from a perspective of hockey flow, it's just kind of next man up. If you notice that everybody else has gone into the zone, you're the last guy in. Go ahead and protect that point until the D comes back. But we'll go over it more in depth with the charts. We'll start off with the less shots below the dots. So what I mean by that is we got the dots here, the face-off dots, all the way to the goal, this sort of red area that I've kind of highlighted. Not the best angle for getting a shot. Like maybe sometimes we'll have a chance from there. If the goalie's sitting there, goalie's pretty big, right? He can kind of protect most of the net from anywhere in that angle. You're not really going to get a shot either side. And if you do get a shot, there's a high chance that you could get a shot. Let's say you're over here, you take the shot. It's gonna, maybe it hits, maybe it misses. If it hits them, good, we got a rebound chance. If it misses, there's a good chance it's going to come out rim all the way down. Hopefully our D will be there to catch it, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So shots from this sort of area, limited chances, low percentage shots. I got the triangle at the other end of the ice. This area is your high percentage chances. I think we all know that. In the slot, dirty goals in front of the net. Typically from this range, you can pick either corner depending on where the goalie's at, or you can, if we got a guy standing by the net, you can pass it to him, those sorts of things. Much higher chance from here than if you're in the corners. So just wanted to touch on that real quick. Go ahead and move on to the second topic, which is shoot for a rebound. So if we're coming in, we got F1, let's say F1 has the puck. F1 and the puck both move this way. D follows him to here. And let's say he's kind of a little higher. So F1 still has the puck. This D collapses down. This forward kind of crashes straight towards the net. So the skating for that guy comes like this. This guy, your job as F3 is going to be to curl in behind him in case he loses the puck. Otherwise, kind of get in towards the net as well. You want to form a triangle between the three forwards as you move in. So getting into this position, you look like you might have a pass here, but these guys have their sticks out. So if you try and make this pass this way, it might get broken up. So depending on which angle you have, it might be best. I don't know if there's a shoot. I don't see one. But what you'd want to do is shoot the puck on the goalie, and if you can, keep it low to the ice so that way it hits his pads. So let's say the goalie's now shifted to this side. That puck's been shot. If you hit him in the pads on this side, it can go to the corner. We don't want that. Hit him on the far pads if you can. So hit him kind of towards the center of the net. And then hopefully that kind of trickles out. This forward can come in, or this forward that's kind of been going on this path also could come in and possibly tap one in. So that's kind of a cool trick if we want to try and use it. Because sometimes we'll get into this area and then we'll just rifle one at the center of the chest of the goalie, which isn't the worst. I mean, we're trying to pick goals. They look cool if we snipe them. But it seems like in this league, if you get the dirty rebound goals, those seem to be ones that go in for us more often than not. So, yeah, if you shoot on this side of the pads, it's going to go to the back of the net. Yeah, we can forecheck, we can get to it. If you try and shoot more towards this side of the goalie, it should pop out, hopefully soft enough. And I mean, with the path that this guy's on, maybe it comes out to him. And then same thing with the guy coming in the center. If it bounces out towards this side, hopefully he can be there. Because presumably the speed of this guy, you might end up kind of coming around the net. So, but um, just a quick topic. Wanted to touch on it. I think shooting off the pads would be a good thing if we want to try and actually attempt to do that more often. We've had several chances where we come flying in on the wing, and then yeah, the play kind of just breaks down in the corner when we if we get that chance off the pads. Might be a little better scoring opportunity. Um, all right, so breakouts. Couple of breakouts. It seems like we got some wings that might be a little floating sometimes. We'll go ahead and put the puck with our right defenseman in this case. Um, the forwards on the other team. Let's say this guy's kind of crashing around. More than likely, this guy's somewhere around here. Um, So right now, the right D, his only option with the forward being right here, really would be either center, which he's pretty much covered here, and then right wing here, which there's also a forward here. So something that can be done is he can make this pass to this guy, which at that point he's going to collapse. Um, could also be the D is still kind of holding right here as well. So sometimes you won't take that chance. It all depends on which way it's going. So you as a right winger, you can scooch down a little bit. This guy might trail you, but if you get the pass to yourself, you can work it up the wall. If you can hold it up against the wall, do those sorts of things. Or the center should be floating through at this point. And now that D has given you that puck, he can also break up the ice as well if he wants. Kick this guy, whether it's off the boards, you can jam it off the boards. The center can come and grab it or attempt to grab it. Hopefully, the D ends up going back. But for options that way, if you look and you see, hey, he's got nobody to pass it to, and you see a guy by you, just move your feet. So if we go back to kind of the same setup, if you notice that this guy is kind of not near you, you can back up the wall some. So that way we get a little bit more space. This puck can come this way. Hopefully the center's cutting. You can make that pass. Um, that's another option. But yeah, it kind of depends on where this guy is and also where this guy is. So like, let's say those guys are both pretty close. You're not going to want to make that pass. The right D can come over here. That's where the other winger comes into play. If you cut across the ice this way, we can make a pass up here. That is probably a last resort because at this point you might have this guy crashing this way. We only want to make that if it's a golden pass. We know we're going to make it. The other option for that D man would be hopefully if this forward is crashing, can find a way to get it to the center or possibly reverse it back around to this other D man. That kind of got messy. We could talk about that more. But yeah, it's essentially kind of trying to read off of other players and where they're at. So yeah, the pucks are going to bounce around. There's going to be times that we don't come out clean, but just overall, it's kind of sensing where the other forwards are. So like is the center in this case, you want to try and keep this forward on the opposite side of in between you and the puck, so that way you can receive the puck and get out of there. Don't try and float to this side and be like, "Hey, I'm open," that sort of thing. Because this guy, we've got our head up. Most of the time, we're going to go the same side, or at least try and get out the same side that we're on. If we got to reverse, we can. Um, I don't think we do very often, but that option is there sometimes. Um, but yeah, so as a forward, try and keep yourself open. Kind of same thing with this guy. If somehow this forward's kind of floating over here, and let's say everything's already kind of moved up some. This forward's hanging out over here. This guy's here, and somehow this guy's over here. If you're this winger and you notice like center's already kind of pushed up, and there's nothing like no, he's covered. Let's say it's like this. You can cut down as well, kind of like the center to come help. So that far side winger should always, or forward, whoever's over there, you should always try and be reading where this guy's at, and then look for the soft spot. So like if this forward's back, make your soft spot over here. If this forward's up here, kind of float this way, and then maybe a pass can get made. We don't want to be going across ice too often because that's where like a D can step in and take the puck, those sorts of things. But if somehow this all gets too clogged, you want to find the soft spot. And 9 times out of 10, if you cut across the ice, that's going to be a way easier pass for me to make if I go off the walls, do whatever, than if you're just kind of floating up the wall this way. So the angle for me to pass to you gets way easier the more you cut, uh, I guess, side to side across the rink, and that goes for every position. So like if this all gets too clogged up too, if you somehow break this way as a winger, once we start coming off the wall over here, as long as the center's somewhere down here to help, um, you might be able to get free. But yeah, it's all about feeling that pressure of where the defenders are or the opposition is, and try to get to a soft spot on a breakout. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Did get kind of messy with me dragging it around. We can discuss more in person. Um, so the other one is going to be covering the D. So a lot of times we'll have times where the defenseman is coming out of the zone, so we're heading this way. They'll skate with the puck. So you got forward, forward, forward. These guys are coming back as well. They're back checking, attempting to. You got the D man coming back into the zone. Um, forward ends up, or the right D ends up, let's say he takes it all the way in. He gets going into the zone. You got the forwards kind of going with him. We got to make sure that this third forward, I don't care who it is, it's supposed to be center typically that plays most defensive, but if the center is forward one, we got to let him go. We want that opportunity to try and get on net. So D's going. He's got the puck. I never drew the puck. There we go. He's got the puck. Pushing up ice, the other forwards, and then what we'll want to do is we'll want this guy to kind of just float over here. Lefty will come in, and then again, that sort of same thing of try and crash the net, however it be. So then this guy shoot off pads, do whatever, and then what the hope is our defenseman comes in, makes a shot, whether he loops back around this way, comes back up and around to his position, or takes his shot and then kind of might go for a quick rebound or something. But essentially, the D should be get in, kind of curl back out around, and then let this forward, which I think I've got it kind of set up here. So yeah, so all these forwards would be in here. Let's say the right D ends up all the way down in the corner. We get the forward that gets protection. So we'd want him. So whether he took a shot, did whatever, maybe he makes a pass, um, just to kind of peel back. And when he does, then this guy can just kind of peel back into the play. So just a quick rotation. So cover the D. The D should be rotating out. Um, that way you can get back into the play as a forward. But we got some D that like to be part of the play, so they try and get up in there. And I mean, by all means, it's we just gotta cover the point when that happens, so that way we don't get any odd man rushes or this other defenseman isn't kind of left on an island. Because typically, I'll play this depending on where this guy ends up. I'll play it a little more towards the center, those sorts of things, so that way if I do got to jump to this side or uh, whatever and help, that's possible. But yeah, um, quick, probably pretty sloppy sort of thing. I just ran through this real quick. But yeah, less shots below the dots. We want to try and be shooting in this green zone, pretty much slot area. Anything in front of like 4 feet within the net, that's all good. But yeah, shooting below these dots. Not very high percentage. Um, we got shoot for rebound, which I think I've already hammered that. A little bit of breakout work here, kind of got messy, but yeah, feel where the other players are at. Head check, always look, always try and look where the other guys are, and then kind of go into that next one as well as covering the D. Um, we want to make sure we're not leaving ourselves or any player out on an island when it comes to somebody breaking away. I mean, those will happen in the game, but if we can minimize them, that'd be That'd be really good. So overall, I've enjoyed watching you guys the last couple times I've been out to watch. The team's looking good. These are just a few things that I figured I'd touch on. Um, and it's been a while since I've done this video, or a video like this. So I figured give this a shot again. If you guys like it, I'll see if I can do some more. If you have any topics you want me to hit on, um, try and explain some things, help you guys out from the sidelines since I'm not playing. So all right, boys. Well, good luck. I'm going to post this tonight. We will be playing tomorrow. And boys with the jerseys, I've got your jerseys. So we'll see you then.